Hello, so this is my unprofessional review, but with a good introduction about, in general, about mechanical keyboards, the Nuphy keyboard, which I am recommending, and so on. So first of all, the Nuphy keyboard, especially if you are budget constrained, you should look for the first version. So this is the first version. This is a 75 keys uh, keyboard, and what you should also know is that sometimes you can find with multiple types of switches, and if you don't know what are the switches, all the Nuphy keyboards have the tools to remove these switches, and sometimes the keycaps, so you can change the letters. And here I remove the control key, both in the 75, just to see the colors. Here you can see the, in my particular Nuphy Air75 version 1, which looks almost the same like version 2. It has everything but the orange switches, and you can have around 10 options of switches, and they have by themselves their own sounds and setup. Similarly, I got the brown switches, but the reason why I got the browns is that I know they are typically more silent, or sometimes they are named tactile. So let me type. I will type with one hand, and here it's a typical orange switches, and here it is tactile switches, and they feel softer, but in general you can change all of them, both the keycaps, the layout, and this is the most important part I think you should take into consideration. And to me, the reason why I switched to it, I mean, it is quite used. You can see this key already, it's a bit out, but to be fair, this is not, maybe it's my mechanical knowledge. The reason why it's a bit out, it was that the control V in particular was starting to get old or not working. So I removed this switch, which does the kind of cutting, and I replaced the V out of it. So this is my bad work probably, but it would be the same like this keys here. And the other part, it's about price. So in general, this mechanical keyboards go around 100 euros, the version 1, and around 130 to 140 with just basic one type of keys, and sent home the version 2. And it has some upgrades, but mostly you don't see them. So if you don't care about the very last features, you shouldn't care about the customization. And the other part I want to show, this is supposedly kind of semi-transparent, but it's not that semi-transparent. Maybe they have some acrylic view, and this is a bit more transparent, but again, it's not that transparent. I will say you shouldn't care about that much. And all the other parts I had, but I don't know it, where is it. You have this kind of acrylic underhand support, but basically you lose it. It's not sticking to anything, so it's not that comfortable. And you could see that here you don't have the good steps, but here you have a bit better steps. But these are not too important, and I personally use it with a cable I was using, but the battery would also work. It has also Bluetooth, and both the old version and the new version has a switch for Macs. I'm not sure if it's maybe it will focus. Okay, let me check if it goes. It has a switch between Bluetooth, battery, and not. Maybe I can choose where to switch. Yes, you see wired, wireless, and off, and this is Windows and Mac layout, and it's the same true for this one, so the version 2. But in general, I would say you shouldn't bother. If you are happy with the version 1, you should use version 1. You see the same switches are a bit placed a bit differently, but it's the same thing. So that's it. I would recommend to buy it from the supplier directly from the Nuphy site, which I'll put into the description. instead of Amazon, because you have many customizations, and it is in dollars. So if you live in EU, you'll see it costing technically a bit less, plus the transport. And the transport was taking around 10 to 12 days in Lithuania. So hopefully all of this gives you a good image. In general, I was used with this keyboard. I'm not a professional typist, but I type a lot as a programmer. So I think it's worth the cost if you are a long typer. And as a programmer, I notice the numerical keyboard sometimes is annoying not to be there. So that's why I bought the 96 version of it. But I could not see, at least for a half an hour or 1 hour, any other usability thing excluding that you really care about every small detail or a particular switch or the layout. Okay, so enjoy. I'll give a link into the description, and bye bye.